comes to power, when it comes to cohesiveness, you go to Nongshim, right? Like the top side is insane. You have great engage. You have good kite back potential as well.
Because I think these players are really good, and this draft edge is absurd.
Oh my god.
Okay, they just walk past one another. That's a bit cute.
Yeah, so Lands, I think, tried to sneak it.
Oh no, he's been baited. Will get knocked up, has to flash. Double flashes to follow Permafrost. There's first blood going over to Jiu. And I hadn't factored that in when I said that.
The gold lead kind of shrinks again.
Yep. Oh, here's the on-horn. Everyone's flashing in, and Ona just going to put a stick into the little yodel. Takes down the Rumble here. I would have said first blood.
Cannons.
The amount of cannons, exactly.
Which
very
some would argue is the most important stat in League of Legends. Oh, that's
right.
W used.
Yeah, Gideon looking for the angle here, and he should be able to find it. There's the permafrost, there's the ulti, and holding people in place is something that Sejuani is pretty good at. No flash available. The equalizer was probably unnecessary, but it looked very, very cool. And so that is going to be the return. Kill some
on her, because even with her ult, you can buy safety, but you can't buy space. So not being able to displace yourself is definitely a big sacrifice to be made. But yeah, so going back to the bot side play.
Ona can't. Oh, he can flash, so because he didn't have to use it last time. As over the wall goes Calyx. I'm not sure about this one because he's now getting closed in on. There's the Ram, but he flashes away. Now Faker looking for an angle onto Gideon, who has to flash. As there's the Grand Starfall, everyone piling in as we have zoomed out so far. I didn't even know this was possible. It's absolutely insane. Down goes the jungler. Calyx now in trouble, but he's able to dash his way out. And it is just one kill, but
here with Gideon, unfortunately, yeah, never gonna get out of that. Like, does a decent job of sidestepping, but there's just way too much damage.
In the meantime, that particular trade and has moved into a gold advantage.
Alex.
Off the back end of that play is, yeah, Calyx is going to try and unbind the soul as best he can. Great knock-up as the ulti comes through as well. Calyx actually managing to do pretty well in the fight, but still, Faker with the perfect execution is going to be able to take him down, and Gideon.
T1, the squad lead slowly extending, and yeah, as I was highlighting, even though a lot of the characters are melee, you do have a lot of effective range as, Doran.
Doran, I don't know. Okay, it's going to be a 2v2. They get the knock-up. Bouncy castle here for Kingen, but the equalizer was doing so much work. The flash comes down, and Calyx just picks up the kill, and somehow Kingen limps away. Win a best of 5 against maybe even this team.
Could happen.
And so picking up a victory here, going to be a big deal. Of course, starting off on the red side, a little bit rough here for T1. They have benefited a lot from the first pick ability. And Nongshim being able to utilize that one here.
Oh, there's the collapse.
That's a big old knock-up as Carrier is coming in. They're looking for an angle, and they want to get both of them. There is the ulti to come out. The ult comes through as well from Calyx, who looks to unbind the soul, and he's just dead. Last hit by the Shuriken. That is deadly. And now the Rift Herald is just going to pop down for fun and not do a whole lot.
Yeah, so Gideon tried to take the... He missed the bus. He tried to take the Rift Herald back. I'm pretty sure it happened to T1 at some point as well. They're one of the other teams that really like those poke-style combos.
Whoa, there's a flash over the grand entrance. Headbutt is going to go towards Faker. As now Jiu getting stunned up. And has to go into that Featherstorm pretty early on. Permafrost goes down. Jiu's trying to kite as best he can. As the perfect execution, max range from Faker is going to lock down the kill. He does die, but Calyx is also now in trouble as he does have to snap back. That is still Gideon picking up the kill there as he equalizer in fantastic position. And Lahens is just dancing around this fight like a ballerina. What? And the harpoon just one-shots the Jhin. Is Rumble a better AD carry than Jhin? What the heck was that, Kingen? As that's an ace for Nongshim. That's a 5 for 1. Okay. I saw the start of that fight.
And Rumble
yeah.
is just cooking the entire... what?
Well, they're cooking steak, I guess. That's what they're having today. As now Owner is also in a whole lot of trouble. Faker dancing around this fight, though. He's got that perfect execution. Great knock-up to come through from Doran. As now Gideon will get taken down. Faker able to get out this time as the curtains have been called. But it's curtains for Doran before too long. And now an equalizer going to block off both Owner and Faker and otherwise not do anything at all. So Gideon does go down. 2 for 1 trade at the minute as that Shuriken backflip kind of gorgeous there for Faker, but he's not going to go too far in.
And without their ults, I don't know if they can contest this.
Doran does have his, You can see Gumayusi's still a long way away without his ultimate. Remember, he has 0 range. Up for Deadly Flourish. Let's see whether Ona can get in there and take this one down. The ultimate from Calyx says absolutely not as the ram comes in, and they take down Lahens. Chiu trying his very best to kite as Faker gets himself all the way back to his shroud and isn't going to be able to offer any more damage. And a Lahens for
there. But right here, T1 really wants to try and extend this play with the other debuff still there. But it's the recall and straight into another fight after
Yes, this is what we'd be doing. Get out, get straight back in again. As Lahens is going to interrupt Faker, and Chiu's going to take him down now. An equalizer on top of Gumayusi, and there is no one to defend him. Down goes both of the damage dealers. T1 have no way out. They are just cooked. This dragon is now going to be taken. That is a clean ace, an objective steal, and whatever the heck else Nongshim want to get.
I thought the 1 for 5 was the best deal they were going to get.
There's always a better deal, so if they look at this.
Yone.
Yeah, and a unit. This time around, though, they're going to look for the pick on towards this,
he's real
this
dead.
King, and then, yeah, he's really dead. They're going to be able to take that one. Calyx over this wall, though, and we'll see whether T1 can get here in time. At 1,000 gold, he doesn't flash in early enough, and the Baron is secured. There's a Glacial Prison as well, as Gideon just trying to get himself out of there. Nongshim wanting to protect the Barons, and Ona is in so much trouble. They dive on top of Faker. He's knocked up forever, and they still don't have damage, ladies and gentlemen. Gumayusi gonna have to be chased out of this one, and we'll see whether he's gonna survive. The permafrost is in range, and it in fact just last hits him. They will trade their walking barbecue. It's extraordinary.
Lahens for Otacon, great deal. 1 for 5, wonderful. 5 for 0, I thought it didn't get better. Because I understand why T1 is trying to fight there. They know the game is basically over. You got to go for the Hail Mary fight after Nongshim just taken down Nash. But this first game is looking like the T1 draft not working out, but there is a good amount of power picks that I am worried that have already been taken away, right? Gumayusi's Jhin, I think, has been by far his best champion. That already off the table, and him not having the best performance on it, not a great sign.
Yep. And also being able to pick Rakan in a game 1 and not having it get punished by things like Poppy and the Talia is kind of huge as well. So Lahens getting a lot of advantages out of that. Speaking of which, he goes in, doesn't quite find Guma, and he's likely going to get popped. Does try and battle dance his way out, and in fact he does. Into the backline goes Faker, but they just see him and destroy him. The ulti from Calyx as well collects the rest of them, and Nongshim are just playing with their food at this point. It's a triple kill for Jiu. They just need to wait for the conga line of minions, and the Noodle Boys will do it here in game 1 against T1. We're gonna have to see some better champions picked from our 3rd place team here in the LCK if they want to be able to reign supreme against Nongshim, and you best believe
to this team, I think you go lethality. I don't think you want to be near anyone on that team.
Yeah, especially with the Gwen.
Yeah, you want to be able to fight for pride. Even Scar.
Oh, he doesn't know.
No.
Again? A second first blood?
Well, they're going to look for it. There's the hook connecting, and a flash heroic charge. Doran's real dead. Nongshim are just the architects of the level 1. Getting it towards the top side. And, I mean, Ona is just going to try and go for this one again. As he does boop him away, the flash has to be invested. As now Doran could be in trouble. He's battling with both the turret and the Jace. As he picks up the aggro. And there's the last hit, Kingen! That was absolutely extraordinary. Picks up the 2nd kill for Nongshim.
You can't.
근데 너 그냥
There's
나한테 안
just no way.
빨리고
Because, look,
너
the
이득 볼래?
thing here is, I thought Owner
Well,
was just going to go in.
yeah, and you heard the response. He was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That was what he said.
Great flash. Yeah, he's like...
Advantages.
Which
He said that before the play even happened.
Oh my god, there's no shot.
Oh, okay. Well,
They're bullying him!
Doran's not having a great time. The hook catches him as well. Of course it does. Calyx, he's going to grab a piece of the pie here. And Nongshim, they've already...
When the wave wasn't fully pushed. So I guess the read was that Poppy would be on the way, but then you just can't go for that play as Lahens.
Yeah, Lahens taking a lot of damage, and there is the last hit. So I'm not sure what his plan was.
That too is Lahens. Has his flash.
Indeed.
Gideon on Poppy. We've seen this man do... Oh
dear.
No.
Well, Doran may die again. As, yeah, there's the interruption on the dash. gets thrown into the sky, booped back by the big hammer, and Doran will get taken down. Kingen collects himself the kill. And they need to really start thinking about, I mean, we're going to start wasting time soon. May as well pick up a cannon. All right, Ona coming on in though. 3 versus 2 here on this top side. Jiu is walking very, very slowly, blocks the Winter's Bite, and they're unable to get it. The hook does come back as Jiu's burning. Ona in a bit of trouble, but Ona finds it with the piercing arrow. What is this, Nongshim? About this is the fact that Nongshim could be solidifying Legend Group here, as the door does have to be put up, and Gideon, he's making his way over, wasting no time at all. 2-for-1 special with that hail of arrows, and that is going to be 1 picked up for Jiu and 1 going over to Gideon. Nongshim just styling this game. Get a few nights sleep, maybe like go and like see a
like
movie
a little
or something like that.
A little retreat.
Little retreat, you know. Otherwise, this is going to be very, very rough. Lehens possibly going to face check here as he doesn't get the buffer. Chains of Corruption comes down, gets a nice double knock up. He's actually investing a fair bit here as he does try and get the stun up. Flash does come out and Nongshim just not able to follow up in time, even though he bought a fair bit of it.
Doran as well. But with this game state, I feel like...
we hex flashing. Finds the stun here as well. The door will go up, so some time could be bought here as a double knock up from Gideon is gorgeous. The Ignite ticking down, and Carrier, he won't be okay, as there's a Realm Warp coming in, and he's going to have to walk the wrong direction. Kingen will be able to block him off. He's taking them on a merry jaunt around Summoner's Rift here as the flash goes in. Kingen just looking to challenge Goomer, and he takes him down, even though the flash was invested. Doran, I don't think, is going to be diving Jiu here, and Carrier is going to make it out. So Goomer dies, Carrier sins, I guess.
That can't happen. Lucian is one of those AD carries where you have so much mobility, you have so much innate safety. Can't walk up.
We're ganking Calix. He doesn't have flash. He's going to try and look for something back, but he does not get it. And there it is, Doran picking up a kill here for T1. And Ona going to come on over and look to try and steal away the crab. Does not manage to get the smite, but it was a cute little effort. Isn't going to get punished for it or anything like that. Plate goes down in the mid lane. And T1 keeping it within touching distance here. 1.2 thousand gold. Gumiushi just got back, guys. Okay, Gideon is going in. Misses the Q straight up, but that is going to be a lot of damage going down there as Carrier looks to try and get something back. As Kingen, he's going in and actually had the passive on him, and now they're looking for Doran, who was very far up. Gideon's just dead because Ona did make it towards this bottom lane eventually. And must have been the retreat, or maybe it was the hot springs or the sauna or something like that.
Oh, they just did it's the classic, you know, snip my fingers and the time
they did
pauses.
A bit of time dilation type stuff.
That's powerful.
That must have been what it was. Or maybe they're professional gamers that don't let the game state get to them.
Don't tilt quite as easily as either of us.
Titanium mental, you know? Or maybe enough people were tilted on their behalf for them not to be, as Doran is going to get slammed to the wall. He's dead, guys. This is a Gwen that is not immune. The inner turret is likely to fall down as well as Calix. Let's see whether he can survive on the other side of the map. This is called a cross-map play, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. As Calix does deal with the wave, and now he's just looking to run.
I think he just wants the wave.
He will probably be able to get most of it, as it does take a little bit of time. One last little auto. There it is. Faker's able to lock that one down. But Kingen did get this.
That trend kind of continues.
Yes.
Nongshim is going to get the second Drake. If the poke comp gets Hextech Soul, I think that...
it's not Hextech Soul.
Oh yeah, never mind.
It's 60
I thought we were already on the second
there.
dragon, but there's been too much going on. Oh, my statement.
Your statement's
a bit unhappy. I think that T1 need all the damage they can get because it's got to be coming down to the team fights here.
Well, I've seen this one before as Jiu going to cleanse. Not going to get slowed down, but Lehens may pay for it as he does get the aftershock. He's actually pretty tanky. Chains of Corruption go in, but the answering door is going to be there. Steadfast presence, though, is Gideon. Alex may have just killed himself by stopping that back.
Yeah, you're not getting off your Realm Warp, I don't think, against Skarner.
No. That is not happening. Does get a very large boost of speed with that phase rush. Oh, and he gets out! That was sick. That was sick, Calix. Did have to invest the flash for it, but damn, he looked cool.
one more wave for a flash. I say...
it wasn't even one more wave. It was throwing a Q into nothing.
No, I know. I was about to say it was stylish. It wasn't good.
Yeah, okay. Faker takes 1 billion damage.
No flash.
And then some from Kingen. And
And
now Kingen's getting teleported on. Gideon going to be moving up here. We'll see whether he can get the crab. He will be able to, as Kingen is just dead.
I think they had no vision. Like, because otherwise Gideon could have just roamed up.
Oh, that was sexy.
And
there it is. Big spike now.
I don't know if T1 can really fight this, but that's Soul Point for Infernal Soul, Atlas!
At 23 minutes. T1, they're going to try and get over here. Doran gets into the pit. Owner, can you actually drive your way through and steal it? He cannot. And they just get rid of the Gwen. The culling does nothing, and Nongshim say thanks for the Soul Point. And it feels to me...
T1 were in a position where they were not pretty substantially behind as...
Oh dear. Well, Doran is going to try to make this one work. He flashes, but yeah. No, Kingen is just going to hit him with...
Doran, I'm trying to defend you, but that flash, I cannot. No can do.
No.
Maybe it might be an Otacon angle. Yeah, Kingen is flash. Or TP. I think they should look towards that.
Unless they can go for some sort of fight, which, you know, 4 versus 5.
They are Nongshim, so that's probably what they'll do.
Yep, teleport comes in from Kingen, get him into the area. And it looks like it's either fight or Otacon or both. Or all of the above. There it is. The engage. The slam into the wall. Great knockups, though, coming through from this Braum. But Carrier, he can only do so much. Gumayusi finds the culling onto the side, and Gideon, he's just unkillable. I just don't know whether we're ever getting through this Poppy. Calyx was somewhere at that time.
He's not even building tanky. He went Sundered Sky first.
Whoa, it's a flash from King, and he's looking for another one. The flash comes out. The slow is cleansed, but you cannot cleanse death. And it's a solo kill for Kingen. 6-2 and 5. Huh.
Can't wait to see the discourse after this one.
I mean, Noodles, man.
Biting off way more than they can chew. You're guaranteed down a member,
and you're just not allowed. You're not allowed to make that play.
You have to wait until they're.
Well, Kingen is going to go into 4 people and die. He of course didn't have very much choice there, as Calyx is splitting on the other side. Jiu's in the mid lane.
Oh, this
might look like a good pick for T1, but Nongshim are very happy with this. That's inner turret, outer turret for Hammerman. Hextech Hammerman.
I do like.
It felt good to say.
Yeah,
I like say it again.
I like Hammerman. He is, as Calyx.
He is sometimes Gunman. This is Bookman, and Bookman is in a bit of trouble. Keeper's verdict, and it's in. The verdict is no more Gumayusi.
They're able to turn the game around. Not unlike one of my other favorite legal games, Phoenix Wright, right? Turnabout T1.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to do it. Gideon goes in, but it was right as Owner was going in himself, and then he just looks a bit silly. Owner takes a fair bit of damage, but Nongshim are now on the run. I'd almost say it was kind of lucky, as now Doran is looking for even more. No, don't do it. You don't need to, as he flashes forward. And just blast cones his way out. They need to deny this dragon. That's absolutely true. As Kingen is an absolute monster, but not if these shock blasts do not land. And Nongshim will not be able to challenge for that infernal dragon. T1 just bought themselves 5 minutes.
Is that Edgeworth's music I hear? Are we in a Phoenix Wright game?
Oh,
is this Ace Attorney? Turnabout T1?
Well, I don't know about that, because Kingen is going to come on over and yeah. Gumshoes is like,
okay, no.
Brother, that is not evidence.
And when Gumshoe's correcting you, know you really messed
exactly.
up. Faker was on a flank. Do they have the resources to really do anything here? Oh. No, they don't. Yeah. I think they should get out. It's fine. You got the dragon. Well, we are not going out.
Gwen is not immune if he just dives in. However, she can just kill him. And so down goes Kingen. Calyx is now golden, but in an awkward spot. In comes Gideon. Might be able to get the punishment here onto Doran, but he's done a decent job. But look at this. No! It's the Bash Brothers. It's the tanks. And they're rushing towards them. That's going to be the kill on Gumayusi. Faker comes over, though. He is now a person with damage. And Jiu is going to try and win the game alone here on the top side of the map. It's gotten silly. It's gotten silly very quickly, but I'm doing that thing where T1 are out on the map, and they've left their front door open. So they're going to go in and take their stuff. Well, we'll see whether they can, as Lance does get the interruption. That's beautiful onto Ona, as now Gideon just says goodbye to Doran. And Carrier there to defend, but now Ona and Faker are in so much trouble. The two-man Impale is gorgeous with the Arcane Storm layered on top, but Kingen is going to survive. The phase rush again, saving Nongshim. And they just lose the jungler. It is only Ona that goes...
I don't think they can. I think they have to give it the Baron.
I mean, last time they tried to do this, they all died. And the Baron still went, and the Otacon went at the same time. Like, I understand why they're just going to back away, and now Baron is picked up.
Doran doesn't get knocked away. If he had Flash's deal, didn't have it, FYI, but if he did, you have the damage, the reset comes through. That might be the turn as Calyx.
Calyx is going to flash. That's a pretty high value one, but still he's going to get impaled. Does have the Seraphs, does go golden. The T1, it's only a matter of time. They just wait it out. They take down the Rise, but that's a two-man investment into just one on the side of Nongshim. 20 seconds until the Infernal, as you indicate to me there, Chronicler. Could be a big deal.
So they have about 40 seconds before Rise shows up. Their engage isn't great, but they got to force right now.
Yep, got to try and find something here as the Hail of Arrows comes down. Nongshim looking to get themselves out of here as Gideon will be able to secure.
Zoom on Scuttle.
Yeah, the crab. That's a good one. Chains of Corruption comes in here as if they kill Ona, that's a big deal, but the door goes up. Keeper's Verdict is going to make it an even fight as they take down the Jason. So much of the damage with the puppy. Oh my God, Gideon, you are so incredible. Doran goes golden. The culling is going to get cancelled. Another knock-up as Goomer is in. He's just dead. It's a triple here for Geo, and they are just going to go in, walk in the front door and win the game. And Calyx is like, guys, what happened?
Oh, look at the faces on Geo and Lance. Geo living there actually ends up winning. That fight was on the verge of being lost. Doesn't even blow his cleanse, by the way. One auto away from getting hit by that Braum passive, from actually going down. And with this win, Nongshim secure the Legend group with a 2-0.
We have Noodles in the top half of the LCK. And
why are you trying to prove that? Doesn't matter. So let's...
Stats, baby.
I really like the DK draft here. I think that the Senna Braum as a lane...
And we had the mid lane, like, super fast Cho'Gath in
angle. This is spotted, but Lucid does have a small window here.
And Dudu desperately wants to stick around in this lane. They do manage to get the charge in as there's the Permafrost. They get him in position, and they look to take him down. Berserker able to answer immediately, though, as the very swift swap into the top lane is going to get
the top side. Yoshik looking for a punish, and they will be able to deny about a wave here.
Yeah.
That's big.
Bit frustrating.
Showmaker maybe going to hover towards topside, but it looks like we're just going to go for the full base, except that wave is gone.
Yeah, Lucid is going to be able to take the dragon before. As to what I was saying, Peter Griffin falls over in front of his house. And, okay, we're going to get interrupted again. Koshik, Permafrost does come in. He gets into the brush. Dawning Shadow in the kitchen sink thrown at him. And over the wall goes the Yone. And Koshik will get taken down here. It's Showmaker with his 100% win rate Yone looking for another victory. Version of the Ambessa Gwen is one of the better ones that we've seen, because as we can see, it is very even right now.
Oh, it's a bait.
Oh, God. Maybe we cast a curse, even if the curses aren't real. Need to work, going to connect, but not able to do quite enough.
Flash, and Lucid's on the way, I think. Oh, boy.
Public Execution comes in, and as soon as that hit, he was dead. Beautifully played here by DNF as Lucid's coming up. I don't know whether they have too much of an answer, though. As we can see here, Lucid able to get himself out, but he's not going to be killing Kyoshik or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that's probably
rough.
what he's going to do.
As a DNF, really want to play for this Drake. Kyoshik doesn't have his ultimate available, though. Did use it there on Barrel. That's a lot of cooldowns gone.
Well, that's just a drive-by here from Lucid, and then just puts life in prison.
He has cleanse.
He just wanders in.
He has cleanse. Thanks, Spellbook.
That's one way to make it happen.
That's so funny. Otherwise, life might have been dead.
Make it work. It's probably not Barrel. He is going to drive Shelly into this turret, though. And Yoshik is going to do that thing where he slams him into the wall. Still, Barrel just stands beside his teammates. And life is almost out of there. Shiu finds Bulldog, though, and flashes out of the way of the ulti. Still, life is dead. And DNF trying to defend what is left of this outer turret in mid lane.
Nicely done there. Sets up for the kill, or for Aiming's kill, rather. So Aiming now also is going to have his cleaver done very quickly. Ooh, we do have 2 members here. Shiu, okay, doesn't have his ultimate. Might be dead.
Trying to stay away from the walls as we
Doesn't
can
have flash.
see. Yeah, the flash forward from Kyoshik, and that is a very dead Gwen. Kyoshik just flying around this lane with that phase rush.
Yeah, that's...
They must know, because there's a teleport coming in towards this lane.
I guess they have Hex Gates, but
Okay, they know now, because they just put a thingy on it. There's the knock up.
Oh, no, Showmaker, you need to damage it.
Well, he is going to start damaging it now. Beryl, hold the door. Hold the door, Beryl! As Lucid throws away the Glacial Prison. Now Life getting into that backline. Beryl is dead as she is looking to turn up. That is going to be the steal from Kyoshik. And DK, the classic just throw away the Otacon maneuver is not going to work out too well due to with the public execution actually almost putting Shiu under threat yet again. And DNF just say thanks a lot.
They tried everything to turn onto Bulldog there, and like I kind of get they didn't actually have damage. Like just a couple of extra autos from Showmaker could have made a difference. Maybe if aiming is near, and now this feels like a real turning point. That's a lot. But Shiu is like a full level down thanks to these continued gangs. Is here as well. Turret already is down.
Yeah, well. Teleport coming in on top of this Sun Disc. Oh, never mind. That was just Shiu dying here, as we can see. Lucid now by himself, but he's very healthy. Ulti comes through from Beryl, and there's the chain CC. As Showmaker able to lock down his opposite number. Life able to stay alive for a long time, though. Now another public execution getting into the backline, aiming, trying to keep everyone alive, but down goes Lucid. The culling reigns in, and DK, 3 on the floor in trade for just a pigeon. DNF are still pushing further forward, and they are really taking control of this game.
And this is where DNF have traditionally struggled. It's the mid to late game, it's the fights, but right now, looking good, aiming, really farming some stacks there.
Oh,
they're trying to look for a win game against the 10th place team in the league.
Well, Life is likely to die.
That helps.
So that's certainly good. Keep cursing, Chronicle. I love it when you do this. DK need all of the changes.
Never mind. I live next to a mountain.
I was about to say. I know this. I've seen your view many times.
You are really worried about my lack
What you're going to have to do. And DNF,
They have a lot.
you know exactly what's going on.
Incredible amount of damage.
Yeah, and this Poppy is a long
Why
way
is
away.
Kyoshik there?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Due to STP.
Well, the teleport is going to come in, but
What do
this
you
Baron
mean?
is gone. There is no way for them to do anything about it. And so as I cast a curse DNF, they are going to make an error. They do get second dragon. There's at least that. Let's see whether they can kill all of these Barons.
Bonke set up.
Yeah, DK, I think they're going to have to try and fight their way out of this. There goes the beautiful Magnustorm into the back line. As Life is taking a lot of damage, Showmaker gets in there though, almost gets out of the way as Shiu is going ballistic. The Gwen's doing so much damage and they couldn't do anything to the Yone. DK take the Baron and they're going to win the team fight as Lucid wanders his way back in. Another knock-up from Showmaker's famous exemplary Yone. And there's only 2 left.
And DNF, they see an opportunity. They think DK is on the ground. Lucid gets ulted out, but instead they're the one that fall over and scrape their knee.
Oh no!
Oh!
Advantage this entire time.
A ploy from
A cunning
me?
ruse, perhaps.
I am known to be a nefarious schemer.
I was thinking, like, maybe this actually...
DK or Shiu does have his death cap as well, so there were so many threats now for DK, all hitting these crucial breakpoints.
I kind of love the third item death cap. It's just kind of crazy. It's okay, they're going to look for Kyoshik here. He gets knocked up into the sky like 400 times and is just cut down by Showmaker. Shiu with the needlework, but the work has been done. This is going to be a guarantee. Yeah, got it. I don't know, I think that you may just be misremembering because I'm pretty sure Showmaker is the best Yone in this game.
Don't forget about that. Can heal pretty well.
All right, there's the flash forward. The point blank ulti onto Bulldog, but he does manage to get his Zhonya's off. Still, Emperor's Divide gonna throw them away, but it's just not able to do enough, or really anything at all, to be perfectly honest. Down goes Life. And there is a snare onto Dudu as well. He may be the next one. The layering of CC is so good. As DK, they're just turning this into a pick composition. And they're taking them one after the other. Berserker will stay alive for this, but I don't think the inhibitor turret in the mid lane is going to be able to say the same thing. as even with the Void Mites, they're looking to push even further forward. Azir and the Lucian are still up, but DK is still looking for more. Our observers are getting confused, and so am I, but Bulldog, he is just dead. Lucid sacrifices himself for it, as now Berserker, we're zooming in on him. He still hasn't died yet. He throws out the culling, and he will stay alive for now. Showmaker has to revive that soul. Exactly right. The base. Well, even with the 3 teleports, they're not able to get there. As teleport from Beryl and Shiu towards that minion on the top side. But the back wall. Dudu now in Fog of War.
They need to be careful to avoid Dragon for Nexus.
Oh, great. Zonya's there for Bulldog. Yeah, it in fact eats both of the ultis, but still, aiming gets 2 auto attacks off, and it feels like it's almost even. As Winter's Bite going to connect, the door is going to be there. So Berserker going to back away. Step-out's presence from Pyosik is fantastic, and Showmaker slammed into the wall and down to his GA. Down DNF in a really awkward position, the Dawning Shadow, and Showmaker's almost at full health once again. Life goes for the engage, but the follow-up engage is so good. Knockups everywhere though, and the one fight is on the side of DNF as they manage to take down both Lucid and Showmaker. But man, that was so close. We're going to need to slow-mo that for the replay, I think.
If they kill more members though, they can just end. Would mean that DK needs to both beat Nongshim and beat this team.
Well, let's see what Lucid can actually find here as Pyosik has to flash away. Into the backline goes Showmaker. Rebinds the solo, and DK looking to try and reform the Phalanx as Duda goes in. Public execution gets into the backline, but he explodes. My God! That damage was revolting from DK. And the Dawning Shadow, both
plays. We know this roster is better than what they've shown thus far. So it would be very Beryl to just walk up.
And almost...
And just get blown up.
Well, oh, Showmaker, he finds just the edge of the Q and aiming, able to finish off life. This might be the end as Berserker gets himself into the brush. Dawning Shadow not enough to take him down as Showmaker dances on top of him and will take the GA right at the last second. Bulldog goes golden and then goes down immediately after, and in the blink of an eye, DNF's chances are just destroyed.
Life looking for Beryl, and as it turns out, it was all Beryl's prestige. He was setting us up the whole time, Atlas.
It's always the long con with Beryl.
Berserker's still alive. Still hasn't died, by the way. Oh my God.
Well, his GA did get taken down, as now Dudu in a lot of trouble. Permanently frosted, as we can see there. And Pyosik just forced to go back towards the fountain. I think Berserker may still be undying in this series, but he's never
2 years ago. But it's true. And this is a composition with a ton of CC. That Wukong and MF combination is very...
Is that if your Scion player is really intent on going way too deep, you can just say no by putting a pillar in front of him.
And now you might think that that's anti-synergy, but given some of the moments that we've
you can save Dudu from an unfortunate situation.
Hours that we have put into our respective games, because he also has to play other champions because he's a professional.
Yeah, he does.
But maybe after that... Oh!
Whoa, left flash shaman. There is the solar flare as well, and aiming turns up and says, thanks very much for setting up that play for me, gentlemen. I will take this. And he does. Once the maiden is coming on in though, and you can see his second dragon being attempted by DNF. Solar flare not going to find quite too much as Pyosik does grab the Drake. There's the flash out from Lucid. He gets over the wall as the Cyclone to buy a lot of time. Bullet time as well, working out, but the killer instinct from Berserker. It's going to be able to take down the monkey, and Showmaker in the meantime is going to be able to shove out this wave. Flash in from Beryl though, they're looking for life, who flashes away. He's still burning, and there is the double up. It was in the air as now Pyosik going to come on forward. Subjugate goes down. The barrier is nowhere near enough as Beryl likely to die as well. The smite comes in. Pyosik also dead, but gets another kill for his teammate, or for himself. That was weird. It's 2 for 2.
Unsure about the whole sequence of not really anywhere to be found outside of that one play in mid, but it hasn't led to too many objectives as Ocean is up as...
Okay, well, Beryl is going to get pillared. Now Shield of Daybreak going to connect onto Pyosik. Beryl's very dead.
Have you seen the hit movie Wanted with Angelina Jolie?
Yeah.
Like her. You know what it reminds me? I think it was, if I remember correctly, I think it's Rogue Time.
Oh, no.
Which is like, they have a great early game and then stuff happens and then nothing happens and then they lose.
Well, we've got a depth charge coming in. That is a very dead life, though, as now the Cyclone is just causing such an incident. Teleport to come forward, though. This is a Scion coming in. Oh, my goodness. He's so incredibly swift. And Shiu is just going to take a turret.
So Lucid is going to look for the steal.
Oh, God. And it's Ocean Rift.
No, we're gonna check this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Guys?
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna check this, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're not checking it.
Well, Solar Flare comes in, and now the bullet time is interrupted, but that is going to be a Drake secured by DK. Beryl dies, but being dead seems to be exactly what he wants in this series. Seismic Shove will connect, though, and down goes aiming. Now Bulldog could be in trouble as the team fighting Yorick is in here. And he does just find the Q, unceremoniously bops Talia on the noggin and takes her down. That was a solo kill. No one got an assist. They're upgraded. And so now, double Trinity Forces, we are hitting some item spikes on DK.
Atlas.
As Beryl is taking some damage. The rest of DK coming on over, and Beryl surviving for so long. There's a two-man knockup with the Cyclone. Still, Lucid's just dead. Showmaker taking so much damage as well. As Berserker gets himself out of the way, the turret is going to go down. The train has left the station, and perhaps he didn't really want to go here. Still, aiming's going to get hooked up and destroyed. Everything you can do, I can do better, says DK as they look to throw the game.
Maybe just gone?
I don't know whether there's anything that they can do about this.
Well,
the rest of DK are coming down.
Like, he does have a lot of... I think they're too slow.
Yep,
Lucid
goes in. Lucid is going to be able to get over the wall, but then can he get back is the question. And yes, with a flash he can, but he's still going to die. As down he goes. An opportunistic maneuver there by DK, and they could have perhaps just not.
Yeah, or be in position earlier. Now, Otacon, I just keep noticing with anything I say, I'm like, well, does it really matter that much for DNF? It should! This should be a big deal! I don't have faith in DNF, Atlas. I don't know how. He's going to be doing great damage to Berserker and to Bulldog. Even Bulldog is a little iffy. But we need Black Cleaver. We need Void Staff. They're building resistances. And you are otherwise not going to get through either Dudu or Pioshik. Even Pioshik is sitting on a 4-0 right now.
Yeah, and he's even got some cheek dive once. It is time to win.
It really does feel like DK, against any opponent, has the ability to make it look like we are watching two teams of very equal scale. Let's not forget, this team beat Home Alive.
Yeah.
That happened. That was last week.
Yeah.
That's a thing that we all witnessed.
DK and KT both.
So it's DK. It's KT.
They play to the level of their opposition, no matter who it is.
Kind of does as well.
They do a bit too, but they also do a lot of just like, we don't care until it's playoffs. I feel like it's very obviously that for Hanwha.
I wasn't quite on board. We talked about this in Box 8 in depth. You should check it out.
Yep.
But I am on board after I watched them play against T1. Maybe a little bit less on board after T1 got 2-0.
It's interesting because you talk about the fact that DNF's composition plays easier and easier later into this game. DK can play around side lanes really effectively with what they have.
They have a good team fight as well. It's just that they need to start off well. Like
you don't know that. Do they have object permanence?
I don't know. If they don't, then
is there memory reset? We don't know.
knows?
We don't know how it works. Okay, well, someone, if you do know whether it works, just let us know. As the Maiden gets aggressive, and there's a charm there as well. Life just goes down, bonked by a shovel.
There it is. That's the moment I was waiting for. You know, people are coming through.
Yep. Just going to wander on over there.
They're going to have Shiu. This is what you should do, by the way.
Yep.
Shiu solos, the rest of the team contests.
Well, there's the flash out from Bulldog as Showmaker getting on top of him. DNF, they pull off the Baron. As now you've got a very angry Scion running amok in this team fight. The Dragon does go down to the Yorick, is aiming with the barrier, is not able to do anything. And now Shiu is teleported in, but to what? Oh, well, actually, he just finds the Morning Mist and snipes the AD carry. That was absolutely obscene. And now you've got the Maiden going ballistic. They not able to quite get enough damage onto Bulldog. And with 4 members alive, maybe they can get something done.
They don't have Berserker, though.
This is going to take a long time to take these down.
Timing window's quite there. Pioshik is trying. This is going to be very close, Atlas. But I think I
think they understand.
They know. So DK got.
There's a decent amount of vision still in the area. control. What is going to be stopping that one in the pit is the Maiden! Oh, gets pillared! Oh, and she's going to get taken down as Beryl also is able to get over that wall. Does have to flash the seismic shove on the other end though. And aiming picks up an Infinity Edge. Could be important. But still, no flash now on Beryl is a big deal.
DK dragging up about 6k gold down. They need to win this game if they want to keep their chances as high as possible. Even if they end up losing the series, they're not out guaranteed, but they're going to have to rely on KT to really KT it up.
Oh yeah.
Which, as we know, at any given point, it's about a 50-50. Is Beryl, no flash.
Another seismic shove going to connect. Another flash in, but this time, Life, unfortunately, not going to quite make that one work. Still, the Pillar's in a great position, and Beryl unable to walk for a very long time. It's Beryl's turn to get caught. Let's see whether DK can capitalize on it this time, as the Baron has gotten started. Berserker and Pureshik doing a lot of damage to it already.
On the go, it looks like.
Yeah, Charm is going to connect over the wall here. But yeah, Dudu is absolutely a brick wall. So this Baron is going to be secured this game. All right, well, Wolf, hopefully you're not caster cursing. This could be the team fight win for DNF. As the Weaver's Wall just to try and lock down this inhibitor turret as Beryl gets engaged on the knockoff. Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, aiming in so much trouble as Dudu crashes forward, just obliterates the bottom lane. The Cyclone gets a decent amount of value, but Lucid not able to do enough. And neither is she. Showmaker just getting shown the door here as Berserker is flashing in on top of the Yorick, and DNF will be able to make this one a series as they look to take down the Nexus turrets and bring us to a game number 3. DK gonna have to do better than this if they want to make it to the Legend group, as Showmaker having to flash away, but he is still gonna lose this game.
Just like DK took a bad fight, Zeri starts off 2-0. Let's be real, Berserker is already everyone's POM if DNF somehow end up winning the series, which he just kind of have to sit there because he doesn't have Raid's wave clear. And he also doesn't have real kill threat in a 1v2, and obviously Shiu doesn't, but he does have a good amount of damage in the short trades.
And I also feel like Shiu does have decent snap wave clear as well, which is really, really nice.
A very short rotation.
Yeah,
right? If you just spam all 6 of your skills.
Yeah, like we saw, who was it that did it on that one minion? Ah, never mind. We don't need to talk about that, as Dudu is going to have to flash.
That was King.
That was, yeah.
That was King.
He put all of his abilities into a minion. Immediately, there's a bit of an enclosure being set up around DNF. Bulldog on a bit of a flank angle. They do manage to lock down one of these grubs. Is now Shiu going to get knocked back? Oh, maybe a Duzante moment as the flash out. He's trying to go all out as best he can. That sidestep was ridiculous from Shiu, as he also gets the to the skies damage. And
oh,
now,
the ult!
Yeah, Showmaker making his way in. He'll find the Rune Prison, and unfortunately, he went from going all out to being all out options. And that is first blood going over to Shiu. That is just going to make Dudu's time even worse.
What a clean play, ending it with the hammer. Win these longer fights. But the engage from DK, I think, is pretty good. I think your ability to force fights is decent. Nothing crazy, but it does mean that Bulldog can't just sit there and...
Whoa! The flash in from Showmaker, he finds it, but Bulldog not going to get hit by Lucid. Some of these Qs going astray as well. Nice fear, but it doesn't matter, as he is just dead. Lucid going to be able to lock down that kill. That makes it 2-0 here for DK. And it's just feeling almost too easy now. They're going for a bit of an engage here towards the top side. Shiu trying to make his way out. The Unbreakable Will there from Life. And Shiu will be able to boot Berserker back. They're trying to get this kill over to the Zeri, but he almost just dies to the turret. Guys, just kill him. Just kill him, please. Is now Life is going to get taken down. Shiu going to turn it in the meantime. Dudu is just getting thrown around by Beryl. Shiu still hasn't been taken out yet, and he might win this 1v1 as well, as he almost finds it. Pureshik does manage to get that kill, but that was way too close, and that was a 1-for-1!
That's not normally. They should check NPC. I don't know what that was.
Please check NPC.
Check NPC. Everyone in chat, spam it. What was that?
That's not fair.
That's like the third dive. He's outplayed. The other one was 1v2. This one, 1v...
Yeah.
Right? And instead, the turret gets to ramp up. The timing, obviously, isn't great, but then Life goes in. He hits the shock blast, which allows him to get out, as aiming does have his flash. Might have to use it here.
Yep, does. Used it in the right spot as well, as now Lucid trying to turn this one around. Gets the smite onto Life as the Impale. Not quite long enough, gives him the good old thumbs up. Ah, the walk away strategy. My only counter. Beautifully played.
It's not done. We need to remind everyone this because he can just 1v2. So Berserker, tread carefully. Yeah, I think they made the right call. I think just let him leave. Let him leave.
Yeah. Please leave, in fact. Okay, well, he hasn't left. He hasn't left. Berserker, he hasn't left.
He's still
And
going!
he just dives the turret and murders the Zeri. Shiyu, baby. I saw the... Okay, let's see this again. This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, if you hit every single button.
Yeah, that Jace doesn't speak English. That's very clear, Atlas. That's everything hit.
Yep.
That's now 3-1. He knew who my vote was going to be for DNF if they win, and I'm sure if they somehow win this game, it will be through Berserker. But you know whose vote I already also can kind of put down?
Oh yeah, DK, it's Barrel.
Imagine if I actually did that.
Atlas made me do it.
And then my comment was, I was not doing this voluntarily.
Yeah, no, just say ignore the gun to my head or something like that.
Guys, I swear I'm okay, hee hee, and then a happy smiley.
Yeah. I'm blinking twice. I'm blinking twice.
It's fine. Atlas would never do that. He's very nice. He just acts like he's not.
Yeah. Don't have a gun either. Player of the match, Chronicler.
Atlas,
Can't be dying there.
I know you're memeing. I
don't have a vote, okay? Whether I was memeing or not, it would not matter. As Life getting himself out of there. This is for Soul Point, by the way, guys. DNF have to start playing the game at some point. And it needs to be soon.
It's here. They can't give this. There's no shot. You need to not allow them, but...
Barrels?
Yeah, it's not allowed.
Driving.
They can't get access. They're just too far behind. They don't have prio in their lanes. They don't have any vision control.
And this was them like
poke, but
yeah, they had to sacrifice midwave just so that they could try and get towards Banana Brush to get some vision. They don't even get it. How did that actually land? That's unfair. Take the pedal, Showmaker. Oh, Shiyu took it. Okay, PON. He's allowed.
Look at it.
Dudu is getting his hand shaken and he's impaled. He is really having a tough time, but now he's just going to get out. Oh my god, the W empowered Q is actually working. As Dudu survives. Okay, never mind. The hostile takeover comes through as well. That is going to make sure the rest of DK are going to be untouched. Berserker is still lying in wait though. He knows that was not the window. As the extendo beam comes down, he's just going to skate off to the mid lane as the Soul Point goes over to DK. Okay.
That's Barrel.
Yeah, that's Lucid going over the wall as well. Is going to be able to find at least a Raptor. And there it is. So they get a bunch of buttons. The flash out of the Zeri, a huge deal.
As now mid lane turret on the verge of falling as well.
Okay. Oh, to clear the wave.
Yeah, the game state is not getting better for DNF. They will they'll get a bounty.
Yeah, there we go. Ignore the inner turret. Ignore this. So that's not going to change the money situation.
No. Let him leave. Let him leave, please. He doesn't have flash. No.
Oh, dear. He's just going to get smoked. Showmaker going to come on over, and that will be Bulldog destroyed. Smashed against the dead turret, and there he goes.
I have even worse news.
There is no way out.
Ignored, but between DK, I was told, is 2-2, because they both 2-0'd each other.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
So... there will be a tiebreaker between those two, and let me tell you, a best of 3.
Oh, that is a banger.
DK and KT.
Oh, we need to make sure that the predictions are exactly 50-50 between the entire casting.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if we ask like lore,
I mean, I think that we all just flip a coin.
Yeah, but then it might not be even.
Oh, then you just re-flip the coin until you get the one you want. That's how coins work. That's how probability works. Okay, Yoshi, he's going to go in and then go out via the Death Chamber. Unfortunately, the Crescent Guard doesn't really work as aiming. He's got exhausted, but he's still doing a whole lot of damage. That Chains of Corruption almost actually landed as the Dusante is on the floor, as is Life. Bulldog needs to kite back as best he can, and I don't think...
He needs to end their words.
All right. Aiming barrel coming on through. Did you put your comment in already?
Yeah, we need to...
Oh my goodness, Chronicler!
I'm locked in.
Wow, you are doing your very best to find a caster curse.
Curses aren't real, Atlas.
I know, you are... Oh, you are deceptively cursy for a person that doesn't believe in curses. All right, Shock Blast coming on through.
All along.
Oh yeah, the closet DNF fan.
No, I'm saving it up for... my reveal will come when DK needs it
All right, Pyosik on a flank angle here as the Dragon down to 50%, teleport in from the Dusante. Lucid taking a fair bit of damage here as, all right, Realm Warp not really doing too much of anything at all. Pyosik does make his way in, gets towards Barrel and dives into that backline. Aiming has been engaged on, but the bailout is on. Can he get the kills? The answer's no, as he is going to get shut down. The Dusante picking up two, but now it's Showmaker going nuts. Lucid as well is massive, and Shiu, he is actually the main carry, as Dudu will get out, but I don't know where the rest of them went. They all just kind of got flattened.
This is the problem when you're this far behind. That was actually a great engage from Pyosik. Was able to find the insec on Xin Zhao, knocking back, I think both aiming, I want to say Barrow or Lucid, someone else at least, but it forced the immediate flash. They still got on top.
The thing is that Hextech Soul that DK have.
It's, okay, Atlas.
Okay, who's your money on? Bulldog and Pyosik versus Shiu.
Shiu. He has Hextech Soul.
Yeah, so Pyosik is actually going to survive. There we go.
Ooh,
Baron
nice.
for Shiu is going to be the trade.
Well, I mean, it's a good trade for DK, but I really did think he was going to...
Yeah, no, so
maybe if he went on to Bulldog.
All right, DNF, desperate defense as Shiu looking to wrap around. Oh, this Shock Blast angle could be real scary. It's Pyosik that blocks it. And Dudu finds a Q back, pulls in Lucid here, but they're just not really doing damage.
Soul. The Hextech Soul, every piece of poke, just the damage is slowly whittling them down.
And there goes the inhibitor turret. Oh my god, stop it!
Berserker, gonna need a generational play if you don't want to go 1-17 here. Can they do it?
Well, it's gonna have to start very, very soon. There are only Nexus turrets in the way of DK, and there are soon gonna be a whole bunch of super minions making their way into this base as well, as Dudu is just getting cut down over and over again. Hextech Soul is ridiculous, especially if you're this far ahead, as DK just keeping them at arm's length. Oh, more of the poke is going to connect. And Lucid looking to throw some rocks in. It's Pyosik that's trying to go for the hero play. He dies. They find the Impale here as well, as we'll see whether Berserker can make it happen. Dusante making his way out as the Spiraling Despair almost managing to do a damage to Lucid here. And Berserker hasn't died just yet, but his Nexus is not going to be so lucky. Another game in this series where he might just be an onlooker as his base goes down, as never mind. He finds his way to the Death Chamber as DK will finally be able to take down DNF in this series and find pretty good standing against KT as they look towards the Legend Group.